Alerts TV. I'm confusing two shows
Yes.
at the beginning. But anyway, welcome to Ask Siasa right here on Kenya News Alerts TV. Of course, my name is Tamara Patience and I'm joined by Mr. Henry Nyemwe.
Yes.
Of course, on Ask Siasa, it's all about your know-how on politics as well as governance. And it's all about your opinion. Let's start there. So the comment section is very, very much open. Feel free to give us your comments as well as your opinions on the matters that we're discussing, as well as other issues concerning Kenya at large. Now, of course, we know what is currently happening in Kenya. When we come on Kenya, maybe you have been asking yourself, when is the government going to deliver? And if you joined our previous discussion on K&A table yesterday, we were talking about the deputy president defending the president's foreign visit, saying that analeta maendeleo Kenya, We also looked at the different places that the president has visited with the different projects at hand. With you, Mr. Andy Nyamwewe, with you also talking about the president should actually fulfill or work on the projects that are there before getting to a different space. Now, we have seen the opposition actually come up and compile footage, archival footage of the president, that is William Ruto, making with the kind of promises that he has been making since he was
sworn in.
Yes, since he was sworn in, since he got into office. Now, I just like us to play just a snippet of the beginning of this clip. And then after we come back to you, we'll just play a snippet of the ending bit. But let's just listen first and then tunarudi.
I know many people, I have heard many people discuss about, okay, you made promises, you haven't kept some of them. As we talk today, in 6 months' time, the stadium in Wote will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Chuka will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Moyale will be complete. In 6 months' time, the stadium in Kamarin in West Pokot, which is historic, will be complete. In a couple of months, the stadium in Eldoret will be complete.
Kuna mjadala mkubwa Kenya sasa ya bottom up. Pengine mnashangaa hii bottom up inaanzia wapi? Hii bottom na inasumbua watu, imesumbua watu wengi sana. Watu wamechanganyikiwa vibaya sana na hii bottom up. Lakini to explain, it is about remembering the weak. Na Biblia inasema, and I want the gentleman who went to Sunday school here, usome katika Zaburi 113 mstari wa 7 na 8. Zaburi, neno la Mungu linatuambia Mungu humtoa mtu mnyonge mavumbini.
Hiyo canal mumesikia hapa, primary canal 31 kilometers, secondary canals another 30 kilometers, tertiary canals another 40 kilometers. Ukiangalia kwa ujumla zile canals zitajengwa hapa, the primary, the secondary, the tertiary canals, itakuwa kilomita 100 ya canals ambazo zitajengwa hapa kuhakikisha kwamba maji inatembea kwa canals, haiendi kwa mashamba ya.
We put up a primary school in the Nana School land that will serve the public in Gando area.
Na Naivasha hii katika mipango ya Jubilee tumesema
Schools, roads, projects, bottom up. What is your reaction on that?
My sister, I think you can remember, I've consistently argued about this, about many promises the president is giving to Kenyans. Now, if you can hear, what he's saying is that he's comparing bottom up. And even himself is saying Kenyans are wondering. I know Kenyans are wondering the real meaning of bottom up. Now he's comparing bottom up with Saburi, Psalms, which says that God can make you move or change you from lacks to richness. What I'm wondering, how is it comparable? How is bottom up now comparable with the first years given? Because what Kenyans want here is to see the projects that the president is promising them to start happening on the ground. Actually, I'm also wondering, even just in the same so here, I promise you that it will not take 2 weeks from now before you see people complaining about the promises the president has been giving them since he was sworn to power. And today, immediately, you have seen what the opposition have done. So what we are saying, let us start with the promises. Let us start with the few promises. There are many of them, but let us start with a few of them, showing Kenyans exactly what we are intending to do for the country. Yeah.
And with what the opposition put, they actually titled their compilation of President Ruto's promises as William Ruto is actually saying that William Ruto is actually not going to finish his term.
Yes.
Is there a possibility of that happening as per the current political state in Kenya? And we're also seeing that they're still in the campaign mood for 2027. Are we looking at a space, or vile mambo zinaendelea, are we looking at a space where Ruto might even have a second term, or inaweza malizikia hata term moja?
You see, Tamara, my sister, what it is, the ground is not wood. The ground is not wood. It's not right now. What the ground is complete. Or we are the ones who have failed you. Meaning, even themselves, even themselves within order, they know that things are not going on in the right direction. Are moving in the right direction. So, what did it mean? Kenyans are languishing in poverty instead of being promised to be bottomed up. Now, the economy is high. Fuel is at its peak. And tax high. Everything is high. How do you expect these Kenyans to survive and vote for you second term? I think that's the problem. Most of the promises the president is giving are unrealistic. It's as if he graduated lies from the university. It's a professor of lies. Actually, let me tell you, he's very friendly in speaking, an orator. Zambotu is influential, but when you come to the ground, nothing is happening. In fact, nothing completely is happening. Yeah, it is the opposite of what is said.
No.
Yeah.
And we've seen, for example, like of late, if with the devolved system of government now, when you go to the counties, if you're seen not performing what they do, they try to impeach you or they impeach you. We've seen various governors who've been impeached, of course, and we even have one who's still on the hot table, that is Kawira Mwangaza, for example. And hawa ni watu ambao wanafanya kazi chini ya rais. So vile umesema, inaweza kuwa si rais anaangusha nchi, ila ni
those people who are who is supporters, who are his sycophants, who are near him actually.
Yes, 100%. So what in your opinion could the people below him do in order, or how can they contribute, of course the opposition as well as the current government members, because they have to work together? How will they, or how can they contribute now into ensuring that Kenya actually moves forward, or in order to retain or sustain or improve the current economical state in Kenya. Because right now, with where we are as a country, if things continue the way they are going, even you mentioned what the controller of budget talked about,
Yes.
by the time we are getting to what, the fifth term, the second term, or just 3 years, 4 years from now, then it's either to go bottom up, ama we go down.
It's as if the people who are near the president are actually sleeping. Some of them are not serious. Because of what? That perception of terming the government or other government as a company. So they know, if you tell your child, if you give that such uambie kijana yako kwamba hii nini ni company, will also follow suit. So I think that perception of a company, Kenya is a company of few individuals who supported the president. That's why those people are sleeping. They are not seriously working. Even if you compare the list of those performing governance, most of them are from opposition. I'm not lying. I'm not supporting opposition. The leading, the second to the third, and the best are from opposition. Why? Why is it so? They are seriously working for their own. So I don't believe that narrative of saying that when you are in the government is when you are equipped, is when you can work, you are able to work for the people. No, that's a big lie. You said you have actually agreed that this is a devolution.
No.
There's allocations to every count. Also, those counts have also various areas wanafanya taxation yao ya accounts zao, and as well as the national government.
No.
So what we are saying, you can use the leader, if you are really a leader who is seriously working for people, you can use the allocations that is given to you to work for the people, or to initiate projects that will benefit your people, or work for the people actually.
We've seen other leaders, of course, also going home, being fired because of not performing as per what they actually have to deliver in office, When we look at the president of Kenya, for example, and this statement that President William Ruto will not finish his term,
Yes.
He is in the first term. Is there a possibility that if something happened, or can something be done for the president not to finish his term? We've seen other countries like, for example, not that we're inciting a coup, but just giving an example.
Yes.
We've seen countries like Gabon go into like a coup, and the president is out of
Even
office.
in America, Trump secretary is not supposed to involve himself or herself in politics.
No.
It's not. That's our constitution. And in the case of Mithika Linturi,
No.
you see, he's a cabinet secretary. At the same time, he's involved seriously in the politics of Meru, licha kwamba he comes from Meru. But in the real sense, he's fighting that political. Yani anapigana kwa huyu mama ili wamtoe waingishe nani. The first governor was Munya.
No.
Kiraitu came and took over from Munya. One term. Those men went one term. They want also Kawira Mwangaza, who is a woman, and actually we are fighting for gender balance, remember?
No.
The ones are akue kwa mwaka moja. Now the big question here is, kama wanaume wanafanya kazi, why could they not go for 2 terms? Are you seeing this?
No.
So that's why I'm saying, even Rituri that name actually.
Mithika
Linturi
No.
himself knows that this is a company. They are not seriously working for the people. You know, when you are a cabinet minister, you are working for the whole country.
No.
For the people of Kenya, you are like a president. Those are the people who are supposed to promote the president. Huh? You know, those are the people who are supposed to open ourselves in politics. How do you expect them to deliver to the people? That's where the problem is arising from. Yeah. That's why they will go for one term. Yeah.
Now to the president, because I asked if the president could possibly finish his first term.
I've already mentioned Tamara. You know, what people expect from any leader is development.
No.
You know, when this government was campaigning, they promised Kenyans, they promised the terms, but with what is happening is completely the opposite of the deliverance or the comparison he has given to the Bible. Are you seeing now? That's what will make him go for one term. Because, you know, instead of giving men problems, that's why,
Promises now.
Let us start with the few. Okay, let us start with where we started promising. And now start acting. Start showing Kenyans that we are really capable. This is what we promised you. And now we have started. You cannot stand as a president and you give signs. We are talking to them. They from those areas where you are mentioning. And they are seeing that nothing is happening there.
No.
Yeah. All they know what you are telling them is a lie. Yeah.
Yeah. And most definitely, if you're joining us right now, of course, we're almost winding up, but you can always check out the discussion once we finish the live, or as well, you can just rewind so that you can catch the conversation as it happens or as it happened. Now, what we are currently discussing, or the question that we are asking ourselves is, will William Ruto finish his term? Is William Ruto going to go for a second term in comparison to what he has delivered to Kenyans so far, also in comparison to the promises that he is making, seeing that the opposition, of course, has come up with a compilation of all the promises, or most of the promises that Ruto has given, including the bottom up, including those in education, those in housing, compared to what he has delivered so far. Of course, terming him a man who lies. And we have seen, of course, some projects have been commissioned, some projects are starting, and some are also stalling. But on the comment section below, we are asking you the question: will President Ruto finish his term? Are you satisfied with service delivery so far? And how are we as Kenyans going to stabilize the economy, or even bring sanity to the country in terms of finances, in terms of cost of living, as well as in terms of the political standing of Kenya, of course, most definitely. And not forgetting, of course, matters cost of living. The bipartisan talks that were currently happening at the Bomas of Kenya are almost coming to an end. They're almost like winding up so that they can file a report. Then we see if at least sanity is going to be restored in Kenya. And when it comes to matters house of living, we saw they're reaching out to different institutions, different people, or different entities that will help, or that are actually part and parcel of the cost of living, or contribution to the cost of living in Kenya, you know. Now, of course, as we wind up, we cannot go without touching on the issue that Moses Kuria alisema jana, you know. He's been given the mandate, of course, to create employment for the youth, you know, create employment for the youth. And part of it, he's actually been talking so much about the NYS, you know, which is sort of like the future of employment for the youth in Kenya, for example. And I don't know if the man was joking or something, but he mentioned something about NYS going to Haiti, being part of the people who are going to Haiti. How do you perceive that, especially coming from Moses Kuria?
Yeah, I beg, like Nigerians say. Before I come to Moses Kuria,
No.
there is something I want to mention about the control of budget.
Okay.
If you listen, I know you listened to sentiments to the interview,
No.
Which parliamentary committee for budget allocation the settlements of the control of budget before parliamentary committee for budget allocation. Actually, what she said, I don't know. To me, it's embarrassing. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to Kenyans. Because what she mentioned straight, and she said without fear from the one which was used during the borrowing. In the statement during the borrowing. Are you getting? And she referred the economic situation in our country to a man who has taken freezer and drank in the bar, taken freezer in the bank and drank all while his family has nothing to or sleeping angry. Are you seeing this? So, from those sentiments, from the controller of budget, going down, going up, is a clear indication that even these promises, they are there for just walkover. There's none. And here, we are giving promises day after day, a week after another week. But when you're going back to where we started, nothing has started. Are you seeing this? When coming to Moses Korea, I usually say, I like that money, actually. It's straightforward. Last time, in this same show, I told you, Moses Kudia, people take him for granted. That he's a drunkard, is what they call him names. But if you listen very carefully, what comes out of his mouth is full of wisdom. Mtama tu. Whoever who is wise, anaendelea kufanya nini? Kuona. So, with what Moses Kudia is saying, is actually what has been planned. Itafanyika tu. Yeah. Itafanyika tu. So we are continuing what we are saying, my sister. We are continuing milking Kenyans, taxing Kenyans who are languishing in poverty. Bila kuwaonea huruma. Aki, we will be milked. Until utaona watu wanajiongeleza wawili kwa barabara. Hakuna mwingine anaongeleza mwingine, lakini anajiongeleza na usikii kitu anaongea. Yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, to our dear viewers, it's all about your opinion right here on Ask Siasa. So feel free to tell us in the comment section what's your take on the suggestion or the proposal to actually send NYS to Haiti alongside the 1,000 police officers who were supposed to be going there to assist in the current state of Haiti, most definitely. And once again, we're asking you the question, are you satisfied with the current government? And is William Ruto going to finish his term as phrased or as put in question by the opposition as well? Thank you, Mr. Henry, for joining us.
Thank you so
and
much for having me.
Karibu sana. And also to our viewers, thank you so much for keeping us company and for also allowing us to keep you company. Of course, to keep it short and sweet right here on Ask Siasa. And we'll see you in the next Ask Siasa.